I stumbled into what I thought was my surprise birthday celebration, only to uncover it was my partner's engagement to another person. I had the final word, though. I'm a 30-year-old guy, and this past weekend was supposed to be a highlight of my life. My girlfriend, now ex-fiancée, Emily, 29, orchestrated what I believed was a grand birthday bash for me. We'd been a couple for 5 years, engaged for 1, and were gearing up for our wedding next summer. Emily had been teasing me about a big surprise for weeks. I figured she was just going all out for my 30th. I'm not much for parties, but I found her effort endearing. She even told me to dress sharply and show up at a fancy restaurant where she'd reserved the private event space. When I arrived, the room was packed. Friends, family, even colleagues from work. There were streamers, balloons, and a massive cake with "Happy Birthday" scrawled across it. I was genuinely moved. I couldn't believe Emily had gone to such lengths for me. Then Emily took the microphone, and something felt wrong. She looked uneasy, not the thrilled kind of uneasy, but like she was about to reveal a secret. I thought maybe she was about to give a heartfelt speech about our love, maybe even toss in a playful jab about locking me down before I peaked. But I was nowhere near the star of her announcement. Emily stood at the front, gripping the mic with a trembling smile. "I want to thank you all for coming to honor this incredible guy," she started, nodding toward me. The room burst into cheers, and I felt my cheeks flush with a mix of shyness and pride. She went on, "James has been my anchor for 5 years. He's caring, dependable, and driven. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without him." Her voice wavered, and I saw a few people wiping tears. I was about to step forward and wrap her in a hug when she said, "But tonight isn't just about James." The room went silent. My gut churned, but I dismissed it as nerves. Maybe she was about to unveil some grand gesture, like confirming our wedding date. Emily smiled and pointed to the back of the room. "Tonight is also about someone who's transformed my life in ways I never expected. Someone who's shown me what love truly means." A man stood up from a table and walked toward her. His name was Ryan. I'd met him a few times. Emily had introduced him as a co-worker. My mind started piecing things together, and I froze. Ryan stood beside her, looking far too at ease, and Emily turned back to the crowd. Ryan and I met about a year ago, and what began as a friendship grew into something deeper. My face went cold. I couldn't process what I was hearing. I scanned the room, hoping someone would interrupt and say this was a prank. But no one did. People were staring, murmuring, trying to make sense of the chaos unfolding. Emily's voice shook as she continued. "James, you're an incredible person, but over the past year I've realized we're better as friends. Ryan and I have fallen in love, and I couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. I didn't want to hurt you, but I couldn't hide this any longer." The room felt like it had lost all its air. My own fiancée, at my supposed birthday party, was admitting she'd been unfaithful for a year. And then, as if that wasn't enough, Ryan pulled a small box from his pocket. My heart stopped. Emily gasped, as if she hadn't seen it coming, but her expression suggested otherwise. Ryan dropped to one knee. "Emily, I love you more than anything. Will you marry me?" The crowd held its breath. My jaw hit the floor. My fiancé, no, ex-fiancée, was being proposed to right in front of me, at my party. I stared at Emily, waiting for her to shut this down. Instead, she covered her mouth, tears streaming, and nodded. "Yes." The room broke into scattered gasps and whispers. Some clapped awkwardly, clearly confused about what they'd just witnessed. I stood there, paralyzed, as Ryan slid the ring onto her finger. My hands shook. The betrayal, the public humiliation. It crashed over me like a wave, but I wasn't going to let them have the final say. The room spun. My chest tightened. But I forced myself to stay grounded. I could feel everyone's eyes bouncing between me, Emily, and Ryan, like this was some twisted TV drama. The clapping faded into an uneasy hush. Emily turned to me with an apologetic look, as if I'd just nod and wish her well. "Are you kidding me?" I said, my voice louder than I'd planned. Emily flinched, and Ryan stepped closer to her, like he needed to protect her from me. The nerve. "James, please, we can talk about this privately," she said. "Privately?" I let out a bitter laugh, cutting her off. "You just turned my birthday party into a stage to announce you've been cheating on me for a year and then said yes to his proposal. In front of me? You think there's going to be a private chat?" People shifted awkwardly in their seats, some whispering, others looking like they wanted to vanish. My parents looked mortified.